Warm greetings everyone, I hope you're well. My name is Nick, on the ZX Spectrum 48K, and we're looking at Rupert and the Toymakers Party, published by Quicksilva in 1985. Now this game costs £7.99, so it better be really good, right? Well, we'll find out. Also come out on the Commodore 64. There's a choice of 3 starting places here, so we'll try the first screen to begin with, based on the original Rupert Bear, the character who lives in Nutwood, an English village. First appeared in the Daily Express as a cartoon in 1920. Originally written by Hubert Tourtel and drawn by, I presume it's his wife Mary Tourtel. So here I am here. Rupert needs to collect all these white things, I believe, in order to get to the party. The toys are trying to stop him, so we need to jump over them there. If you had this game back in the day, then let me know. This is my first go on the thing. Dodgy gameplay, nincompoop chat. Seeing how you would have got on in your first or second go. There's some stairs there. So it looks like each screen's on 3 levels on this first starting screen anyway. Right, so we need to get up those stairs at some point. But let's collect all the white things on the lower ground first of all. Rupert was a bear with a red jumper on and yellow trousers. In this he's got blue trousers, so I probably approve of that because it would have been a bit garish seeing it in yellow. So 1920, first appeared in the Daily Express. It's been drawn by a number of people and written by a number of people since then. He's a bear that lived in Nutwood, as I said, not Nutbush, which Tina Turner often went to with her Nutbush City Limits. The two never met, I don't think. There wasn't a film like Demolition Man, which was Rupert the Bear versus Tina Turner. If you know different, then let me know. These stairs are blooming awkward. Oh man, how can I... Yes, okay, the stairs aren't performing like stairs, they're performing like separate platforms, so that might work. Jump on the barrel, get on there, right. Okay, so we're on the second section of this castle-y sort of thing. Right, this toy party better be worth it. Looks like there's gaps in the floor. Don't land on the red bits or we're going to fall down there. That'd be frustrating pretty quickly, I would have thought. Tin soldiers about the place. So, yeah, I don't think it's worth $7.99 to be fair, but it's interesting enough. It's got terrible colour clash. Oh, my goodness. But see, that's the annoying thing with this game. I've seen it already. So yeah, 1985, so colour clash was a thing going on there. Later on they found out if they could be bothered to try and combat that. The jumping is a little bit ungainly, but the character is big enough. The original character Rupert had brown fur, and then I think from the newspaper they changed it to white fur to save on printer ink. But on some annuals and comics he still was brown, but they wanted him white, so he seems to have transferred over to white. Rupert the Bear. I'm not sure he had a voice at all, did he? I don't think I ever heard him. Paddington Bear got all the plaudits, I think. Rupert, not so much. I seem to remember him with a scarf. Maybe I'm getting him mixed up with someone else. If you had this game back in the day, then let me know. Did you complete it? That's what we would like to know. I mean, it's a little bit annoying to play, but... you know, I was brought up with Jet Set William Mallet Minor, so maybe I'm looking for movement a bit like that, where Technician Ted and other stuff have tried to copy, but this is going in its own way. It's part of the franchise, I suppose, of Rupert the Bear, so it is original in that respect. I'm not digging the green background so much, it's doing my eyes a little bit, but you know, they only had the Spectrum colours to choose from, so it's a little bit awkward. If I was a kid, I think I would have been about 9 or 10 in this sort of era. Probably not the subject matter I would have been interested in, but what I'm saying is it's good enough. There's an attempt at shading there, you can see on the barrels, that's not just block colour, so some effort has been put in to try and make this half decent. The floor certainly is the stairs, so it's an okay game, but it's certainly not worth £7.99. Might have kept some kids occupied, but they would have been swearing heavily with this stairs business. We should have given that some sort of like diagonal line so it would have been a bit easier to go up, or not so... Yeah, see, look at that. If you get hit by a tin soldier, you get penalised and fall down a level. And I think my energy must have run out there. So let's start on screen 2 this time round. You can see there underneath it's Express newspapers, and there's Rupert's friends, Podgy the pig and Bill. Yeah. Yeah, he's got his yellow scarf on there, but in the game he's taking it off. Maybe it's a bit cold. Right, let's get going. This is like some sort of castle-y thing. There we go. Start off at that magenta door. Tin soldiers again. So essentially, I think what we got here, I don't think these starting screens link up together at all. it's just like a free sort of like games where it's essentially the same but with different graphics each time. So different parts of the castle. Whoa! Whether you need to complete all 3 before you get some sort of end sequence. You might know differently if you had this game back in the day and completed it, but I suspect when you complete one, there might be just some like odd end screen there, and it might do that for the same 3 without giving you a grand finale. Can't think of any other game. Oh, I think there might be one other game with Rupert. Something to do with the Ice Castle. We haven't reviewed it yet, but it's got a vague memory on there. Go, go, go. Hopefully it's not too cold up here for Rupert and his scarf. So check out for the white square things. That's what we've got to like aim for. Buff. I think we need to get up on that blue ladder, don't we, maybe? Can we get up there? No. How do we get there? So we need to get... oh, God, that bird. Where's my... Oh, I'm sure I must have strength there. Oh, on the top there's got tumbles too. Keep an eye on that. I think that might be representing my lives. Oh, there's some trains going back and forth. So we've got new toys this time. So tin soldiers and red trains. I think the train I had as a kid... It was a Great Western. It was called... it was Hornby train sets. That's it. I presume they're still going. I've only got 1 tumble left. This level's called the Castle Towers. 1 left. Oh, tumble 0. 1 more hit and I'm doomed. Oh no, well, I got doomed there. I think when he dies, he just walks off. So let's have a go on the 3rd screen. See what that brings. That doesn't seem to be loading. Right, I think if it says here if you press 1 you can come out of it. So 3 doesn't seem to be loading, but it looks like a variation of a theme again. So when you get out of there, yeah, so you collect the white square type things to get to the party. So every level is in a castle. Certain little rhyme up the top there. So let's have another go at stage 1, shall we? And we might have a go at loading the 3rd screen after that. So it's quite a gentle game. Quite awkward going up the stairs. Jumping is okay. You know what you're going to get. But $7.99 maybe a bit too high. I might be nitpicking here, but $7.99 1985 was quite a lot of money. I think you could buy a row of houses for that. I exaggerate, of course. $5.99 maybe. But Rupert fans, I'm sure there was quite a lot. Rupert fans would have been more than happy with this sort of like thing. Quite often you'd get games where based on a real-life character, not real-life character, a cartoon character and stuff weren't particularly good. This one is acceptable. I think the best one I ever come across is The Trap Door. It was one of my huge favourite shows growing up as a kid. That animation sort of like program where the main character Burke and a disembodied skull called Boney. They were quite good, but then you get other ones like Inspector Gadget, which not a great conversion from like to like really. There's a Magic Roundabout as well. That's a weird sort of like game, but the show was weird as also. There wasn't Rent a Ghost. I would like to see Rent a Ghost recreated. Control Timothy Claypole, Miss Popoff maybe. But you know, childhood memories. I mean, the Spectrum had to go at quite a lot of stuff, but there's some things they didn't have a go at. I think maybe the BBC were quite hot on their licenses, so maybe some of those stuff didn't actually happen. There's not a Bagpuss game as far as I'm aware. I'm not sure that's BBC even. There's not Rainbow, that don't exist. I think that was LWT. So there's a few things missing here and there that homebrews maybe could have had a go at back in the day if they were around, but they haven't got the amount of utilities people have got nowadays. So I don't know if someone would make a Rainbow game or a Bagpuss game, whether people would be interested in it anymore. But yeah, actually I wouldn't play a Bagpuss game. He made me tired, that thing. But Emily loved him, and that was the main thing. And there was an odd woodpecker thing that lived on the mantelpiece. I've had enough of this game already, really. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I should have said that also by now. Yeah, it's all about seeing these how they run, but the stairs are so annoying. I hope that's coming across. Other zxspectrum games we've reviewed, there's a link to that in the description below. A huge playlist now, where if you click on my username you can have a wander around the channel page, clicking on what you can click on. And I don't like if you hit a Tin Man you fall through the floor, especially on this first screen. For something like that, I prefer to go with Booty. Booty's better. It's like a poor man's Booty. Oh, stage 3's loaded this time. Right, okay. So this is what the 3rd screen looks like. Supposed to be varying difficulty. I prefer the trains to the Tin Men, but it looks like you're only going to get 2 baddies on this. Oh, that's a long way to fall. You only get 2 baddies on this, Tin Men and the trains. try and avoid the stairs. Try and look for quick shortcuts, like on these barrels might get you up there. It's conceivable I might have completed one of these stages if I kept going on and on back in the day and replaying it over and over, but I'm certainly not going to do it now as an adult. I've got other stuff to do. This stage is called the courtyard. Get a number of lives each time. Yeah, so if you don't like stairs as much, I'd go with the second screen. This one will frustrate you silly. If you keep walking on and on, it will just loop around. Okay. Is it worth going to this Toymaker's party? I mean, the Toymaker, in Doctor Who at least, was a super villain. And I don't want... If Rupert's going to turn up to a super villain's party, that's pretty bad. I don't really see Rupert as robust as James Bond or Indiana Jones. I think he could end up into serious bother. He's quite naive, he's quite soft, and he hasn't got his scarf on. So things could go tremendously wrong here. If you're naive and soft and haven't got your scarf on and about to meet a toy-making villain, then comment in the comment section below. Good luck to you. But this Toymaker, he hasn't got a great range, has he? All he can do is red trains, no other colour, and those tin men and the odd thing that's flying across, which I think is like a bird, is it? Or the odd airplane. That's it. That's all he's got, really, in his whole collection. My favourite toy growing up was this ball bearing thing called a master maze. It was rectangular, and you had to get a ball from one end of the maze to the end without falling down any of the holes, of which there were about 100. That was a good old toy. That's before everything went digital on phones, and no one talks to each other anymore. Anyway, that was a pretty good game there, Twitter. It's not too bad. Not too bad. I can play it for a bit. There's stage 2. Should go up here a bit. We haven't reviewed to be about 10 minutes long, and I've been playing this too long, but it's not too bad. It's a sort of game that they might have come up with an editor for it. Rupert, this is definitely my last go. I'm fascinated by it, but it's good to see as a bit of history, but I don't think you'll be going out your way to be bidding on it on eBay for any reason, would you? If you're a collector of all things Rupert, then you might want to check this out. Be interested to see how the Commodore 64 version plays, particularly with the jumping, to see if that's any different. Down doesn't seem to work on the ladders, just up and stuff. But you've got a gist of it. So graphics okay, sound okay, Rupert fans would like it, everyone else I'm not quite so sure. It's top dollar, $7.99. Maybe some of the money was going to the creators of Rupert, the Daily Express newspaper. The Bear was created in 1920. How about that? Had a big war in between that, and a few other things have happened. So Rupert is, time recording, is at least 105. In this video, maybe he's about 8, so he's probably 113 now. So that's quite old. Hope he's drawing his pension. Mind you, bears don't draw pensions. If you currently are a bear drawing a pension, then comment in the comment section below. Maybe don't. The government might look into that and stop all your benefits. Don't do that at all. Yeah. No reason to go back. No reason to go back and play this. But interesting. I'm trying to think of games like this. But I don't think there's anything that moves quite like Rupert. It's gone in its own way. Did Rupert the Bear have a theme music when it went to TV, maybe? Did it even get to TV? I'm sure I seem to remember some picture things. Anyway, we will leave it there. Goodbye, Rupert, and your yellow scarf that you only wear periodically. He's either trying to blow out a cake there or be sick on it. Either one of the two. But I'm not going round his house. So I hope you like to have a look at that. That was Rupert and the Toymaker's Party, which he never got to. Published by Quicksilva in 1985. Overpriced at $7.99, in my opinion. If you've got any comments about this game, similar games, or anything retro, then please put that in the comment section below. You're more than welcome. Until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.
I don't really see Rupert as robust as James Bond or Indiana Jones. I think he could end up into serious bother. He's quite naive, he's quite soft, and he hasn't got his scarf on.